is a beautiful mess. A beautiful mess. Yeah. Life is a beautiful mess. A beautiful mess. Yes. Life is a beautiful mess. A beautiful mess. I'm trying, I'm crying, I feel like I'm dying. I'm doing my best.
All right. Welcome back to Being Human and Other Shit. I am Melissa.
And I'm Stacy.
And today we are on the ancestral homeland of the Nisenan people, and we acknowledge them as the past, present, and future caretakers of this land. Today we have a very, I know we say it every single time. It's a very special guest, but it's my mama. She's coming back.
She's back, baby.
She's back. But Happy New Year to everybody. We just wanted to kind of jump on and update you guys on, I guess, what we've been up to. So, Stacy.
Yeah. Well, because we missed December, which is the first time in years, but like I'm finally starting to match Melissa's busyness. So
it's making me feel a little better.
So like it's not just her that's actually busy anymore. Big updates with me. Yeah, I don't know if I've talked about started my admin credential program. I think I probably did. And it's hard to explain this to people because I feel like people keep saying like great job, or like good luck on your test, but with an admin credential you have like 3 cycles of it's called a Cal APA, and I had to turn my first cycle in I think December 7th and got my results the 28th, which I thought was super cruel. Because like, how are you gonna make me wait till after Christmas? But
I know you're stressing.
Like, you're gonna basically fuck my Christmas and my dinner if I didn't pass.
Yeah,
which I passed.
Yes,
thank God. A lot more points than I thought I would get. I was literally aiming for the bare minimum just to pass. I'm not an honor student, so that's pretty much.
C's get degrees, baby.
Listen, I'm a product of C's get degrees.
Me too.
I'm a living product and successful at that. Personality hire all day.
Yes.
So I had a good Christmas. Back to like my childhood with my nieces and nephews all being little kids. That was super fun. Love wrapping 100 presents at midnight. That was great. But yeah, it's a mellow Christmas. My family, we just do an immediate thing now and did a big dinner and been really enjoying my 2 weeks off. Kind of just catching up on homework. And Kate moved out.
Yes, she's a single mother now.
One little black cat asshole. So everybody's moving on to some new chapters in their life. I'm really happy for her and excited. She was our last episode.
Yeah.
And in the last episode, I didn't know yet that she was moving out.
Yeah.
So that was kind of funny. But yeah, so everything's going good so far. Just, trying to stay on the straight and narrow.
That's hard. That's hard.
Been in my den here, not leaving my house for days at a time.
Yeah. So same. It's just been the holidays, busy hustle and bustle of the holidays. And we did our annual crab feed, which is always great. Yeah. And then just getting ready to be 40 years old. So now next big thing is us planning my 40th. So
hell yeah. I'm finally like, you're one of the last ones. Not the last one, but one of the last ones, which is funny. At the crab feed was the first time I ever saw Casey like not being her total self. Casey and Melissa are G's because Casey's niece got married the night before, and I kept saying like, I don't know how they're gonna do it, and they're like, we'll be fine. Like we look forward to this every year. We'll be fine. And they showed up. I was like, and they showed up early. They got the time wrong, so they could have slept an extra hour. But I was just like, damn, that's gangster. They showed up and
it was rocky. It was rocky.
For sure. Not the best version, but a version of themselves.
We were together. We put ourselves together, but we could have been better.
But yeah, our crappy was super fun. We did like a disco gangster theme. Kind of just went all out. Yeah, I love disco era. So that was super fun. Accidentally bought a 20-inch disco ball that I'm currently trying to sell if anybody's looking for one.
Facebook Marketplace.
That is something. I'm not going to say the website, but Jeannie got me obsessed. Everybody knows Jeannie. She helped us forever. She got me obsessed with this website that's kind of like an auction. Have you heard about this, Ruth?
My house. I might not need to.
Not as bad as Jeannie's, but like I am going on and bidding on a lot of different shit and winning. And
brand new items.
Brand new items. Don't
for cheap.
I won't. I won't.
Because then people are going to get on and
we will not disclose this website.
Yeah, Jeannie got me hooked on
You can tell me secretly.
Yeah, I'll
text you.
Camera. I'll text you. But yeah, so that's basically a lot of my break. I've just been going and picking up all my stuff.
I like how the crappy Jeannie was whispering like,
yeah,
say this.
Yeah, don't say the name. We don't want people to. So yeah, that's the update.
Yep. And what about you, Mama Ruth?
I was busy. I was filming all kinds of candy recipes, and the hustle and bustle of Christmas, and had a great time. and loved being with our family. And
Yeah.
we did a onesie night on Christmas Eve at one of our my stepdaughter's house, and then the next day was pajama day, so we had a great time.
Oh my gosh, when people do like PJs for Christmas,
Favorite.
I always get weirded out when I go to people's houses and they're like, "Oh, for Christmas we kind of dress up." I'm like, "This is not the family for me." Red flag. Nope. Nope. I hate it.
Wasn't that so funny watching my siblings open up their sweaters?
Oh my gosh. Oh, well, I was like,
Okay, so on TikTok shop, there's all these sweaters that it's like my favorite child, my least favorite child, whatever. And so I bought us each a sweater. Mine said the favorite child, and then my sister's and then my sister said the least favorite daughter, my brother said the least favorite son. But I wrapped it and I said from mom and dad. And so they had them, and then I was like playing along, right? I was like, mom and dad. And my sister's like, why would mom and dad buy me a gift? Like, they're not even married. Why would they get us a gift together? And so the confusion just on everybody's faces. And the second they opened it, they were like, I knew it was me.
I love that because that would actually turn into a fight in my family. So I love that you guys are lighthearted about it.
Well, it's because when the kids were little, I always used to say to them, each of them by themselves, "Oh, you're my favorite. Don't tell your brother and sister," or whatever. And then I would tell the other one the same thing. So I would tell all of them separately that. So it kind of was a joke. Anyway, so
I've passed that along to my nieces and nephews too. I was like, don't tell anybody, but you are my favorite one. Like, and then I'll tell the next one.
We used to do that with my grandma. It was like a big point of contention between me and a cousin that I no longer speak to.
Hey, because of this.
Because of this precaution. No, just kidding, more than that. That's a whole nother episode. But
oh my gosh.
I used to always say that I'm grandma's favorite. And I'd be like, Grandma, I know I'm your favorite. I actually whispered it to her when she was dying. And everybody was like, inappropriate. I'm like, no, we all know it's true. We all know it's true.
Oh.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah. I know I'm your favorite. Shh. You don't have to say anything.
It's okay now.
Close your eyes and rest.
Rest now. But yeah, so besides the holidays, what have you been up to since we recorded last? Because you have yourself a little vlog channel, a big vlog channel.
I
So
do.
tell us about it. Tell us what
This is a legit update.
Yeah, this is a legit update. And so I want you to plug all your stuff, but I want you to tell us like what is it that you're doing?
Well, can I not?
Absolutely.
This is like an inspirational episode because you are an inspiration.
Oh,
and what a good way to start the new year with hearing you,
Yep.
Oh, well, thank you. I want to thank you ladies for having me back. And I enjoy it so much. And I just look up to you guys. You guys are inspirational to me. I watch your videos and I'm so glad that you guys touch bases on things that really mean special things to my heart. And I listen to it and I'm like, these are like taboo topics sometimes. And it's very eye-opening. So I really appreciate that.
I know. I got like watery. I was like, I didn't think I had a soul.
2020. Well, you
so
made
anyway,
this beautiful human. You know that, right?
What?
You made this beautiful human being.
I did. I grew her in my belly.
This 40-year-old.
Yeah.
Yeah, that means I'm 60 though. So it's okay.
You're looking good.
Yeah, you do.
Thank you. So since we last talked, I have been doing all sorts of things. I actually started my channel, Mama Ruth's House. I got the name really from Melissa because we were all kind of throwing the name around and she threw that out there and I was like, hey, that's good. And it stuck. So, so what happened? I better start from the beginning.
What happened was
it happened like this. So what happened is I had COVID in December of 22 and I took the medication and all that. And then in January, the beginning of January, I got it again. And I was just super sick and I was getting like palpitations and I just wasn't feeling good. And I was like, oh my gosh, is this going to do me in? You know, I'm a fat old lady. I got to take care of myself. So it kind of was eye-opening. That was really eye-opening to me. And I was like, you know, you don't see very many overweight old people, truthfully. I mean, so it kind of scared me. And I was thinking, I kept having palpitations even when I was better. So at 295 pounds, 0.4, I said, I'm 59. I need to, wake up. And I've done it many, many times, like everyone else probably out there. And I've been wanting to do a cooking channel for many years because I do love to cook, and it's in my heart and my genes. I just love to cook.
Yeah.
And so I said, I think I want to start a channel, because then I started Weight Watchers, which I'm not plugging it at all, but I love Weight Watchers and it works for me. And going to the meetings.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Huh?
It stood the test of time.
Weight Watchers.
Oh, yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And it changes for the better, every time, I feel. I did it a long time ago and it was much more difficult. Now it's really easy to me. So I said, I'm going to go back to Weight Watchers. So I did that. January 9th was my first day back to Weight Watchers. And I said, okay, well, if you do what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always gotten. And what I've always gotten is falling off the wagon and going back to my old habits. So I said, what can I do differently? I know the meetings are important to me, and they keep my accountability and my friends that go and those kinds of things. But then I was like, I need to do something else, because I do need to work for Weight Watchers. So if any Weight Watcher people are out there, I think I need to work for you when I get to goal.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
Because you have to stay at goal, and that's an incentive. But my other incentive was, I think I want to start my cooking channel, and I'm just going to do it. I have no clue what to do, but I'm going to just do it. And that way I can teach other people, maybe to help them and inspire them to learn to cook healthier and eat healthier. And if they see I can do it, they can do it as well. That's my plan. Plus, I kind of want to leave a legacy for my family and my kids. They can learn some of the recipes I make and, things like that. So I think my first video, I have it written down. It aired February 16th. So I did a little bit of time before I started it because I was a little nervous. I went to Melissa's and she was so gracious and gave me a little quick tutorial on how to edit.
You did great. I gave you like a half day of my life, and you
already know more than me.
I know she surpassed us. So we're going to be calling you for some tips and tricks.
So I now have 90 videos posted.
Oh my gosh.
And I have done 91. One will be posted on Tuesday, this next Tuesday. So if you want to see how I make my Italian meatloaf and my air fried potatoes, that's airing on Tuesday. But anyway, I now have 609 subscribers.
Yeah.
And I am I have almost 3,000 hours watched.
Oh my god.
That's so wild, right?
So I'm very, very excited. I feel like it's a big takeoff. And then I thought about it. Not only was I thinking about, well, okay, I want to try to show people, how to cook more healthily. Healthily, is that a word?
Who knows? Accepted.
And follow me along my journey to give me some motivation too, because I get so many comments that are just awesome. I haven't really had any negative comments, maybe a couple of things that were kind of like, oh, why are you doing this? Or, but it wasn't anything bad. So that makes me even want to do it more. Right.
The sweetest messages she get, like she'll screenshot some of them, and they're the sweetest messages
from their heart
on social media.
Yeah.
Because people need that,
Yeah. So it really brightens my day when I get those, that I am helping people. I'm hoping that's what, that's kind of my thing. I like to help people. So as of from the 295.4, I am now down 72.2 pounds.
Oh my gosh, congrats.
It's been a year. So I have about 58 more pounds to go to my goal, which I plan on by Christmas I should reach my goal. And I think that's a good goal. Yeah. I think it's not being under realistic or over realistic. I think that's what people achievable.
Need, especially in these Ozempic days, right? Like everybody's hitting these goals, which I'm not knocking it if that's what people need, but people are looking for a quick fix, which you're an example of, like, long term is the healthy way to go, you know?
Yeah. Sticking to your routines and commitments.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I mean, I did have weight loss surgery in 2008. I was 330 pounds.
Yeah.
And I had lost 30 pounds to get the weight loss surgery. And I had the Roux-en-Y. I wish I would have got the gastric sleeve now looking back, but that was very new and I was very fearful. You know, I'm a researcher. So I researched everything and I did that one, knowing that you gain weight back a lot of the times, you know, having the Roux-en-Y, which I'm a living example. I did, because I fell right back into those same patterns. I lost all my weight and then I, you know, just started little by little gaining again. And
what's the difference? Sorry to cut you off.
So the Roux-en-Y is they make your stomach, they cut all of it away and they make it like an egg size.
But then it can re-stretch, right?
But it can re-stretch. So mine's, you know, back to pretty much a normal size stomach over the years. But the sleeve, they just totally bypass it. So it leaves it like a banana. And so it doesn't fill up so much. It just kind of goes straight through. And so it doesn't tend to, from what I understand, I could be wrong. The viewers out there probably want that.
No one's going to fact check it.
No, but that's what I understand. And so you usually keep the weight loss off more. There's no going back. I can't change that. So now I said, okay, you know, now I have to do something different. So I started the Weight Watchers back again. And I have a wonderful team. I have some ladies, you know, even we had a meeting near my home and that's where I went all the time and they closed a lot of the meetings. And so now we have to drive 35 minutes, but now we carpool.
She comes up over near you actually every
Near,
Saturday,
like,
every Saturday. Well, it's near Midtown, right?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
Landmark area?
Yeah, absolutely. That's right where it is. Yeah. It's at a school. So we meet there. And so we carpool. We have 3 ladies that we take turns and carpool. And it helps tremendously. And, you know, I was telling my husband, I said, it doesn't matter to me. I know this is what I need is I have to go to these meetings, the in-person meetings. The online thing, I just need that connection and watching other people and listening to them. There's a lady that lost 250 pounds. She is my total inspiration.
That's wild.
She's amazing. Amazing. And, you know, you look at these people and you see them in real life. I know this is the same, like being on, but it's not.
Yeah.
So we go there and we meet up at a place and then we head over there every week. But I said to my husband, I said, it doesn't matter if I went by myself. This is for me. It's for my life. If I can't manage to drive 35 minutes once a week to do something that I need to do for my life, then what do I got here? I need to do this.
Yeah.
So that's why I've continued to do that. Obviously you have ups and downs. My thing that I do every week is I'll screenshot my weight loss or gain or whatever it is, you know, and I send it to all my peeps.
Yeah. Every Saturday I look forward to it. And then I think one Saturday you didn't like send it at the normal time you send it. And I was like, I wonder what my mom's situation was today. I can always.
And I think I did well. I think I did well that week, did I? I don't remember. Maybe I gained. I don't know. But
I don't remember either.
It's a journey. So it's a weight loss journey. They don't just call it a, you know, quick fix. You know,
and we're humans that like sometimes might have like extra caca in us or something. Like,
exactly.
You know what I mean? Like that. You might have 0.5 caca in you.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I don't really worry when it's, because usually the next week I have a big loss. So I don't usually have a problem with that. And I think that's what you have to not get caught up on. Like, I think 1 week, after Thanksgiving, I had like a 3-point something gain, which is my biggest I've had the whole year. And I was like, what the heck? I didn't even eat that bad. And so the next week,
Thailand.
Yeah. Thailand,
but the next week I lost 6 point something.
Yeah.
So it was not a real gain. It was just my body had to catch up, I guess. So
Yeah.
And then you
anyways.
lost again after Christmas, and that was after you made all that candy and stuff. And I was like, shit's about to go a little south here. And you didn't. You ended up losing that
Yeah,
week, which
like
was funny.
2
Because
pounds or
it's like
something.
portion and control and stuff. So
Is a lot of
Yes,
it to
absolutely.
your episodes to your recipes too?
Do I what?
Is a lot of it related to your recipes too?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. I believe, because I do everything on my app, and then I know how many points it is when I'm cooking it for people, and then when I put the recipes in the bottom, I tell how many points
if they're
it
following
is,
Weight Watchers,
if they're following the plan. And I always say that in my videos, if you're following the Weight Watcher plan, because I want to make sure that, you know, they can eat, they can. And I try to tell them, not every time, but I try to tell them, you can put whatever you want. If you want real butter instead of, I can't believe it's not butter, or
yeah,
real cheese instead of, you know, fat-free cheese or whatever. It's the same recipe. You can just, you know, I just substitute to make it less points.
Yeah.
For me. But what I really love about this whole journey is I truly can eat whatever I want.
you just have to count
Anything.
it.
I just have to count it. So if I really am jonesing for for a In-N-Out burger, I'll have one. But I know that an In-N-Out burger, a double with onion and a French fry, is 34 points. So I only get 23 in a day, but I have extra points for the week. So if I truly want it, then I just eat it. And I've had it probably, I don't know, 10 times or something in my journey. So it just really, I like that we're in control. You know, like I'm in control of what I eat. And if I did the candy recipes, because I've done it for 40 years, I've made candy for our family, and I did all my videos and I pointed them, and it was eye-opening. I pointed all of them. They're on when
I don't even want to know. It's not going to make me enjoy it.
Yeah, some of them are.
Don't tell her.
Are my bonbons bad?
I think 13 points.
Okay, I don't know what that means to me in my life,
I mean,
but
you get 23 in a day.
she gets 23. I don't know how many I would get.
23 probably.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't get special treatment.
When I first started, the more you weigh. When I first started, the more you weigh, the more points. Like I got 34 in a day at the beginning or something like that. Like a lot.
And then as you lose, you have to scale down your
points.
points.
But the least is 23. Yeah. And then you get 23 for the week. So if you got 29, then you get 29 for the week extra, so that you can pull from those if you want to get something splurge or whatever. You're supposed to be able to do that.
And then your husband is also diabetic, so you do a lot of sugar-free stuff, right?
I do.
And with your recipes, people could not use the substitute and just use regular sugar or whatever they want. They prefer.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I remember my mom, my grandma doing Weight Watchers. My sister-in-law in Idaho, she did it before a cousin's wedding last November, and she lost 30 pounds. Her sister and her mom did it. She's already like a small person, but she's a smaller frame. So she's like, people look at me because I'm small and think, but like, I didn't like what I look like.
Yeah.
And she walked in the wedding, I was like, Casey, like, damn, like
she walked in like,
gangsters,
Weight Watchers.
But yeah, I was really impressed. She's like, Weight Watchers, we just do the app and follow the points, and she loved it. Lost weight. Well, it just maintains.
They make it a lot easier. The app is super easy to use. It's very user friendly, and you can scan all your stuff. And so like if you're in the store and you scan something and you go, oh, that's like 8 points. I don't know if I really want to spend 8 points on that. Or, you know, like bread, for instance, when I make sandwiches, I try to go for the 1 point bread, because then it's 2 points, and then whatever you put in the middle. But a lot of the breads are 2 points each. So that's like 4 points already just on the bread.
You put anything else. Yeah.
Yeah. So kind of go like that. And you know, you learn, like I said, from other people as well. You know what, they'll come to the meetings and say, oh man, I found these chips and they're, you know, blah, blah, blah points.
That's cute.
Or, you know, cookies or whatever it is that they found, you know, or recipes that we share or things like that. And so it really is it's really like a family. I feel like it's a Weight Watcher family. And once you get like even when we switched from our Lodi meetings to the Sacramento meetings, it was like they didn't care. It was like they just took us in and you know, and so there was many different people from like Elk Grove and Tracy and, you know, all different Stockton, that we all had to go there because that now they're so far away.
Yeah.
The meetings that there's only a few. So
I'm still surprised that they don't have them in like Lodi anymore. I feel
Yeah.
like I'll get them forever.
I think they're kind of revamping what it is. They do have now where they have a section that you can use like Ozempic or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But it's totally, you don't go to the meetings then. It's going to be only like online, and they use that. They do offer that as a program. I think it just started this year. It's not something that I'm interested in at this time. I think this is working for me, and I like this plan. So I don't think it's something that I'm not going to pursue personally, but I'm not saying, you know, anybody else can do that.
Yeah.
And it's drinking the water. Oh my gosh. I try to drink 7 bottles a day, and I don't do it every day. The weekends are hard. During the week, I am great. I have a system down at work, and I know if I drink this many by this time, I'm good. But at home, I really struggle.
That's the hard part, I think. Like, you know, this whole Stanley craze, like I get it. I'm like, okay.
Oh yeah.
Well,
I got this one from work.
Like people are like psychotic about it. And my mom actually got me one for Easter last year. She's like so bad about just letting us unwrap presents. She'll just be like, look what I got you. So she showed it to me. I'm like, Mom, like, I'm not a basic bitch. Like, come on, you know? And she's like, you want me to keep it? I'm like, no, let me have it. But like,
it makes it easier.
It's been so much easier to get my water in because I'm the same. Like right now, I'm like fluctuating weight because of the holidays. But I'm like, once I get back to work, I'm routine. Everything's routine. I'm drinking my water. We have an ice machine at work, which makes it a lot easier because then it's like cold water, which I like. So absolutely. I get that. Like getting your water in when you're not at work is really hard.
Yeah.
And I feel like it does so much for your skin and your, you know, I just feel like so much better when I drink my water. I was going to say something.
Sorry. I'm the queen of cutting off.
Stanley.
You know, I was going to say about weight in general. I think I've been thinking about this, you know, in depth. I've always had a weight problem. I was a chubby kid and all of those things. And I believe it's because we had food insecurities. We were like really poor, and sometimes we didn't have anything. And so I think when we did, then you just ate whatever. And it was not uncommon. I thought that's the way you were supposed to do it because that's how we were raised.
Mm-hmm.
When we did have ice cream, we would eat the whole half gallon, 4 of us. Mm-hmm. My dad would just slice it, and we ate the whole thing every time, one sitting. You don't just leave it in the fridge and eat part of it. Or a whole pack of cookies was that evening's thing. We'd all share the cookies, and we ate a whole pack. And I think you just, and then you got to clean your plate, you know, the clean your plate club. Yeah. You know,
clean your plate club. Yeah, you should make a shirt.
Because if you don't clean your plate, there's people in China starving. I'm like,
yeah. No, it's so true. I think that generationally, like, I was actually going to ask that question because I feel the same way. We ate a lot of the same stuff, right? Because it was like just my mom. So when we did have, you know, anything extra, it was same. One night it was gone. And then when we lived with my grandma, it was like you always had a starch, you always had a vegetable, you always had a protein. And then if we ate our dinner, we got a scoop of vanilla ice cream. But same, we did not. I remember one time sitting at the table the whole night until bed because I didn't finish my food. And my grandma would say the same. There's kids that are starving. You need to eat. And I'm like, but I'm full. Like, I cannot eat anymore. No, you're eating everything on that plate because that's that generation.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And I have to also tell you that I've been listening to this meditation. It's like it's actually hypnosis, so sleep hypnosis for weight loss.
Sorry, my cat.
Your cat.
Yeah, snacks.
I feel bad.
Scared of him. Oh, fucking.
I don't want that to be our first interaction.
Sorry, snacks.
So I've been doing a sleep hypnosis to go to sleep every night, and it's for weight loss, and it tells you. Yeah.
It's like an app you said?
It's an app. It's a free app. I've been listening.
Sleep.
But my
I've
grandma
been listening to
stopped
it.
smoking from hypnosis though.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
After how many years did she smoke?
Oh, like
50?
50? I don't know, a lot.
And she
And so
got
I've been
hypnotized.
using it, and I feel I can tell the difference. I don't know if it's just a mental thing,
Yeah.
but I can tell the difference on. I don't feel guilty leaving stuff on my plate because it tells me that in my head. You don't have to eat everything on your plate. Drink the water. All this stuff that it tells me, and I'm like, well, how can't be that bad, right? Like, I only listened to like the first part, and I'm sleeping the whole time after that. But I have my Apple Watch about your sleep, and I have had the best deep sleep in the beginning, like an hour when I do that every single night.
Good.
Oh my God.
And so I don't know. So I'm like, well, I've been doing that as well. And I don't feel like it's as hard doing the weight. I've been doing that for a couple months. And so it got me through Christmas. I didn't have to worry. I started it after Thanksgiving, I think. And it's probably, I'm just saying, I don't think by itself I would be where I'm at. So I think I incorporate it with the Weight Watchers and my Mama Ruth's house cooking and all of those things. But it's a tool. I feel like it's another tool that I'm using, and I just love it. I feel like I'm okay when I don't finish my plate, or I don't feel guilty. I had that guilt for so long. Oh, I better eat everything I put on my plate. Yeah. But I have noticed since I've been doing this that I will put all this stuff on my plate because I'm hungry at that minute, and it's all stuff I counted, and then I can't even eat it because I'm full, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna. Yeah, it's so weird.
What's the app? I want to try that.
I will send it to you.
Yeah, send it to me. Because honestly, like the night before going, like break, because my break's over today. And going the night before, and I think any teacher, educator could say this, going back, it's like you're laying there so anxious. It's my anxiety is not around my job. It's around waking up on time.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm like, Mom, call me 50 times. But I'm like, if I could get to like a deep sleep at 9, I'll probably naturally wake up by the time I need to get.
Yeah, it's so weird. And I've been watching and I've been sleeping so much better. And I don't know. If it works, it works. And I tried a couple. I tried a different one because it's supposed to do like anything that you do. Supposedly, it takes 28 days to make it a habit. And so you have to keep listening to it every day to make it a habit. And so I listened to it for those 28 days. I think December 7th was my 28 days for the first time I listened. And then I said, I'll just try a different one because there's tons out there. And I tried this other one for a couple of weeks and I didn't feel the same. And so then I picked the same lady that I was doing it with. I think I forgot her name. Karen Rhymes or something like that. Mm-hmm. And so I picked her, and it's only a year old, and it's on YouTube. And I said, I'll just listen to it. And the second one that I have now, I love it. I just feel even better. So I don't know if it's because I already listened to the other one that she was doing, but yeah, it's kind of cool. But anyway, we got off the subject.
I hear a lot about that though.
Hypnosis?
Well, no, not even. Well, just even the apps at night. Like I didn't realize that. Probably about a month or so before Kay moved out, when I would every morning when I wake up, I would shut her door. When I'm like, because we work opposite schedules, and I started hearing music like, where the hell is that music coming from? Like when I would just lay in bed waking up, and then I didn't realize she started doing that. Like she has some type of like night music that she's been playing.
I pretty much every night I use the Calm app and listen to a meditation before bed, and I always pass out. But it's like a 20-30 minute thing, and I never finish it. Like I pass out in between. Again, not promoting Calm, but it is a great app and I use it for meditation.
No, and she says you won't listen to the whole thing, but it still works because you're in that deep sleep, and whatever they're telling you, it's still going in, in your head. So you're listening to it. I was like, man, maybe I should listen to the whole thing. You never know what they're saying.
It's funny too, because I there's certain voices kind of like you, like there's certain people that are doing them and I'm like, I don't like that one. I'll keep going back to like my same couple of people that I like to listen to.
Yes.
Initial ones.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's so weird. I don't know why that is, but anyway.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
I was going to change to a different thing though. Was
Well, I
that
was
on?
gonna say with the sleep stuff, they say that that's all related, like the food you eat,
Yep.
the amount of sleep you get, right? Like the water you're drinking, those are all, it's like a trifecta.
Those are all three things that are the main things for Weight Watchers. It's the portion control, the sleeping, and the drinking the water.
Look at me.
And I exercise,
Such a good
obviously.
student.
Look at us.
Look at us.
I'm
You
such a
guys
good
got it.
student. Do you feel like you're like an emotional eater, or are there certain things like what do you feel like triggers your overeating besides like obviously you were conditioned just from your childhood?
Yeah. No, I that's a great question. I think it's emotional. I think boredom sometimes, but it is emotional because I, in the past, when I was doing Weight Watchers or whatever I was doing, like, oh, I'm doing really good. If something changes in my little bubble,
Yeah.
and for instance, when grandma's husband passed and I was doing so good, I had lost like 125 pounds on Weight Watchers and I was doing great. And I got out of my routine, and and then I just started eating badly, and I was like, oh, I don't want to have to count. I'm not going to count today. Well, if you don't count, because I have been tracking for 358 days today.
Woo!
Every day I
Look
track.
at you.
It's almost your
Every
1
day.
year
I was gonna say,
anniversary.
you're a week out,
Yes.
girl.
So
We'll release this on your 1 year anniversary.
Yeah. I love that.
yeah. So anyway, I think the tracking, it holding me responsible, obviously, but I am emotional eater because anything that kind of goes out of my norm, I feel like sometimes I'm like, oh, it's all right. Or if you're super hungry that day and you're going, oh, I'm just going to eat. So I have to be really cognizant, like, okay, this is happening. And I think the self-talk, like, don't sabotage yourself by saying bad things. Oh, I blew it. I'm just going to not count anymore. Or,
Yeah.
It's
I feel like
okay.
that's the same for so many things in our lives too, like working out. Then one skipped workout turns into a week's worth of skipped workout, turns into a year's worth of skipped workouts.
Yeah.
And so the same, right? With the
Absolutely.
you just convince yourself that like, oh, it's just today, and then one day turns to a week, and you're completely off of your like routine.
Well, also,
And
too,
I truly believe I'm an addict. I'm an addict.
I was just going to touch on that because I was going to say, I've been wanting to say from the beginning, for those of you that don't know, we did host you and your sister, and the story was just, I mean, Melissa had been already kind of giving me a heads up, like, man, wait till you hear my mom's story. It's a lot, it's a crazy story that had so many twists and turns I wasn't even expecting.
Mm-hmm.
And just knowing you personally, just the person, when we had our little technical difficulty, that, I was like, I feel happier than 10 seconds I interacted with your mom. No face value, you would never, ever know these traumatic and horrible, because we could say that's what it was.
Yeah.
Horrible things
Absolutely.
that you have gone through and that you've been put through, right? Like, not even your own choices, like the things that you were put through. It does all relate back to addiction, because addiction could be food, drugs. People want to talk always about alcohol and drugs, but there's so much more than just alcohol and drugs that you can be addicted to.
Yep.
Absolutely. Even because I've been married 4 times. I mean, it could be addiction to not just food, but like men, or
Companionship.
I think it's that feeling of being wanted or needed, or I don't even know, but we're really getting into
so
this.
much for everybody else, because you do,
Yeah.
I'm so happy to see you doing this for yourself, because you are that person that puts, you probably, I think like most moms, your kids are grown up now, some of your kids have their own kids and relationships, and it'd probably be easier for you to put your whole focus on your husband if you really wanted to, and you're doing you.
Yeah, this is the first time I think in my life that I've seen you just like 100%, like you've always like showed up as yourself, but like 100% unapologetically, like if you want to do something, you're doing it. If you don't, you're not. And I mean, you glow from it. Like you can see it's like radiating out of you, because you're just showing up for yourself. And then in turn, you get to have like authentic love around you, and you're pulling in very positive and loving things to you. So
absolutely.
Kids.
Mm-hmm.
Your kids are watching this, and like your grandkids.
Well, hopefully the grandkids, and if I ever have any great grandkids,
Oh my gosh.
Well, hopefully
No,
not too soon.
Yeah,
you
not
might.
too soon.
You might.
No, don't say that.
Yeah.
Zay's 20,
You
man.
better not.
Oh,
I know, he
I
better
can't
not.
believe
Life
that.
ahead of me.
Seriously.
God, that's my biggest fear. And my group.
That means I was your
Gross.
age
I know.
when he was born.
That's crazy, right?
That is crazy. I was a grandmother
At my age.
at your
Yeah,
age.
your whole generation. My
Yeah.
mom had my brother at 17. She had me at 23.
Wow.
I mean, my mom's 60, gonna be 65 in March, and I'm 42. Like,
That's
we're kids together, I feel like. And
well, no, and I feel the same. Like I think back and I was like, wow, I had my third, not fourth. I don't have a child.
That's a whole other episode.
Is that Johnny? Where's Johnny?
My third child on my 24th birthday. What the heck?
I don't even
Three
feel grown up
children.
enough to have a child now.
I literally at the crab feed, at our crab feed, I was like, yeah, something about like, yeah, because I'm 40, and Jeannie goes, oh, you're 42. I was like, thanks. First of all, fuck you, Jeannie. And I
I'm
was
in
like,
my 40s is what I
and
meant.
I was like, I feel like after 40, you're
40.
I feel 25. I feel like a kid. When people have responsibilities, one of my really good friends just told me she was pregnant on Friday. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so happy for you. And I text her
You're
husband,
like, I'm so sorry.
yeah. And then in my mind, I was like, but we're just kids.
We're just a
We're
baby.
just children ourselves.
It's funny. My mom always says that though. She's like, it doesn't matter when you look in the mirror, when you're doing whatever, like you're still that 20-year-old, like you're never gonna feel like your age. Hopefully you never feel like your age.
No, and when my friends and I get back together after not even seeing each other forever, we feel still in high school. Like your brain still feels like you're in high school. Except when you do things and then you're like, geez, now my back hurts and my
Except for
the other
man.
day, and I was like, shit.
Except for when you go to a New Year's Eve wedding and then you try and go to a crab feed the day after, and then you're pretty tired.
And all you did was dance the night before.
I
or
know.
you go to Thailand and then you got to work the next day.
Yeah, and then you're done for 2 weeks.
Why they thought that was a good idea? I tried to warn them. It took me like a week to get off the couch. Thank God.
I didn't feel normal for 2 weeks after that.
Oh, I bet.
Not
I bet.
discouraging anybody from going to Thailand. Amazing, but definitely
No, how
days
fun.
off after, because holy shit.
So, do you like? What's your earliest memories of cooking? Like, how long have you been cooking?
So I remember cooking with my grandma, my dad's mom, and she would always save all the little tins from pot pies.
Mm-mm.
And so we would make pies together. And I was little. I'd be rolling out the stuff and I would tell her I needed more flour, but I'd say fire, and they couldn't figure out what I was saying.
That's so
And
cute.
so I would do that. I remember making pies with her for years. I remember doing that. And she passed when I was 12. So I had to be young,
Yeah.
pretty young, cooking with her. So that was that memory. And then after that, I really pretty much cooked for the family from 7th grade on. I was cooking. And my cousin Carol, if you're watching this, hey, she was the
Hey, girl, hey.
She was the cleaner. She always cleaned. She didn't cook very much, but she would always be in there helping. And then I'd be cooking and she'd be cleaning. But I always said I didn't want to do that to you guys because I felt like I was at school always thinking, oh, what am I going to make for dinner for everybody and blah, blah, blah. And so I felt like that was kind of took away.
Yeah.
I know. Like I'd be worried about, oh, I don't even know what I'm going to make. Blah. And it was every day. I cooked every day.
That's actually
so
I'm about to post, if I didn't post already, about parentification. I don't know if I did post it, but I sent it to myself about just like, especially your generation, same, right? Like cooking and cleaning, since you having to help the family, not having the opportunity just to be a kid and
absolutely
school and whatever you want to worry about.
Yeah, absolutely. And we did that. So that was when I first started cooking. And then I think, honestly, it's an addiction as well, because I think I get the satisfaction of that approval. Mm-hmm. Oh man, that is so good. Or, when I'm cooking and I make, I overdo it every time because I want to please everyone because I'm a people pleaser as it is. And so I go, oh, well, Melissa likes this. And I know that Lisa likes this and Jeremy likes this. And
how we end up with 3 different bonbons.
Yeah. Or, whatever it is. And then I end up making all this stuff. But then when I put it all out and it looks so neat and nice and I feel that pride and that sense of I know I can do this. This is my thing that I know I can do, and I make it look gorgeous. And then everybody's like, oh, look at this, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think it is a form of addiction as well. I don't know.
I think it's also could be a little bit of like when we're good at something too, like you want to do that and share that with your people, like, you know what I mean? Which I feel like I go over the top sometimes, even with like candles, and just like everybody gets candles, and you know what I mean? But like I enjoy making them. I feel like I give them to people that enjoy burning them. And so it's kind of like something that you can do for somebody from your heart, essentially. Like you're crafting something and showing somebody like how you love them. And I think that that's also been just like your expressions of love has a lot of it has been through like cooking and preparing meals and making sure that we're all taken care of and we're getting the things that bring us joy too. Like every year I know that I'm going to get my coconut bonbons from you, no matter what. That's what we're getting.
Well, it helped me realize that about my mom. I think I've said before, you know, with obviously her being my best friend and talking about my own childhood and issues with my family, she's always said, have you ever thought about the fact that your mom cooked, like that's the way she shows love? And I'm like, damn, you know, at probably 30 something made me realize that. Because it's true. When you create like Joey and Chanel, that you don't just go to their house and it's like, oh, it's an experience every time, because that is how they show love. Where some people may be like, God, they're anal or controlling, or this is how. No, it's like they are curating this experience, and it's the same for you. It's a lot of extra work on your part, but your 3 kids have their own special little thing with you, and they're going to remember that forever.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I feel like I'm definitely not as good at it, but I also like people to come into my, like we were just talking about my 40th, like what are we going to do for it and stuff. And it's like, I want people to just come and enjoy themselves and not feel like, oh, I got to go to this like birthday or a dinner or something. Like I want it to be a full on experience. I want their time not to be wasted, and for us to just be in this like loving little environment where it's a full experience.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's always an experience.
It really is. Our group too, we're pretty easy because we just are like, yeah, we're together. Yeah, that's all we care about. But like, we have a bunch of overachievers, so everybody wants to do the greatest thing. Well, most of us. Of course, most of us are generous and
I think Joey and Chanel always win that one though.
Top. Yeah,
with awesome. the details. So what are some things that keep you motivated?
Well, obviously losing weight.
Yes.
And feeling more, feeling better. For sure. And being there for my audience. I know that sounds kind of weird, and it almost sounded weird coming out of my mouth.
You're famous, girl.
I feel like that. And I get that feedback that I get when I go to Weight Watchers. Oh, I watched your videos and I love it and blah, 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 or, and I'm like, oh, that's nice. I there are people watching them, like that kind of stuff. Or what are you putting out next? Or, that kind of thing.
You got a taste of fame.
I guess. So, I know what I was going to say before is, so what got me really started too is when I retired, I don't want to just be one of those people doing nothing and sitting down. So I thought, okay, I'm going to retire in hopefully 5 years, maybe 7. Who knows what they're going to raise the limit to. Yeah, but I thought if I start now and try to get my following and, I'll have this to kind of help supplement or something, my income or my, hopefully if, everything takes off and, I do well. So I was thinking about that if there's not anything else that I could do this. I cook anyway. Yep. And most of the time when I make my videos, I'm making that for dinner. And so it's just cooking, making the stuff that I make. And then my legacy for the candy, because the candy's not really my video kind of thing, but that was important to me to do that for my family and my kids, because I've been doing it for 40 years, which I did not realize till I said, I started this when I was 20. What?
That's wild.
Hear more about the candy though. Like, I don't feel like we're.
I think we're skimming over the candy. Yeah.
I actually have. If you look on Mama Ruth's house on YouTube,
there are 120 candy videos.
There's 10 candy videos right now.
So you made like a toffee.
I made 4 toffees.
How did you start making candy?
That's what I want to know.
Oh, it's the people pleasing. I
Well, she used to make cakes for every birthday as well. So there was like
Yes.
the baking piece to that too, right?
Okay.
Yes. And then one year I just, because my family, to be honest, my mom was not a very good cook. Sorry, Mama. But she can make some killer fried chicken and some killer fried potatoes and beans. But anything else, not really. We didn't have anything different. She didn't make candy. She didn't, none of that. And so I think I probably saw it somewhere or somebody made some. And I said, wow, I wonder how hard this is. And then, you know, back then you didn't research it on your phone. You had to go like find a recipe book.
Go to the library.
And check out a cookbook, you know. And so I started doing a few, and because we couldn't afford a lot. So candy is not cheap. When you make candy, like those 10 probably cost me $150 to make 10 candies, but it's a lot. I mean, I gave a lot away for presents and, you know, things like that.
I've been telling her for years to sell that stuff.
You should sell it.
So it kind of got me. I don't think it'd be as fun. I just love
probably not.
Yeah.
No. But yeah, I just started doing, I think the bonbons, the coconut bonbons, but then I don't think your dad likes coconut. So that was probably me because I liked coconut. And then I started the peanut butter ones and just the easy ones. And then we did peanut brittle because Becky made peanut brittle every year. For years she did that.
It was, that was so good too. Her peanut brittle. Yeah.
Yes, it was the best. And so then I got her recipe and started doing that. And I always made cookies and, you know, things like that I could afford to make. You know, some things you can't because it was so expensive. But over the years, it's gotten a lot more. I've just made every year I make a couple of different ones. And this year I think I made the most toffee and it was so easy. I don't know why
it was so good too. And I'm not a big chocolate, like I don't really eat a lot of chocolate, but the bonbons feel like it's mostly coconut. And then the toffee feels like it's, there's like a layer of chocolate, but it's just mostly toffee. But what were the new things you made this year that Casey said they were like Asian candies?
They are a Christmas candy nougat. And they have like gumdrops in them. And I can't, easy for me to say, right?
Nougat.
And they were super easy to make. They just were little time consuming because you know, I wrapped them all in little papers, but that video is on there too. And it was pretty easy and they taste pretty good. I don't know if you tried one.
I did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I've had a couple of them. Yeah. They're good.
She's like, actually had 17 of them. Yeah, they're great.
You know me, I can't have too much sugar.
They're only 4 points each. They were only 4 points each.
Okay. That makes me feel better about the couple that I had. There's still a couple in the fridge. So maybe I'll get
So at 9 o'clock at night, I was chopping the little nougats up and picking through to get only red and green.
Oh my gosh, you're hella committed.
It doesn't really matter. You could use all the colors, but since it was Christmas, that's why I was doing red and green. But
that's funny.
So, yeah.
Did you posted the curry video or the curry recipe that I like, right? Did you make that?
I don't think I've made that one yet. Oh yes, I did. The red lentils. That's my second video, or third or something. The red. So
anyone that's listening, go back to that one.
And the naan.
A lot of videos.
And the naan.
It's good. And did you make homemade naan with that one or no? Okay.
Yes.
That's my top recipe since in our adult life. That's like a fairly newer recipe for my mom. I would say within the last 5 years or so, right?
Yeah.
I was gonna say, do you get like edgy with your cooking? Do you try like different, do you try like different cuisine from different cultures?
Absolutely. That one's more, don't you think it's an Indian kind of Indian?
Yep.
Based.
So many different curries. Like,
yeah, this one's more of an Indian dish. And I think that I mean, your palate in general, like she'll eat anything. And so I think you've kind of explored over the last 10 years or so, I think more different types of cuisines.
What the hell?
And I have to.
My palate is, I just don't eat meat. I eat all kinds of
it's
stuff.
Better now. Before she's like, I eat for sustenance. I'm like, no, we gotta change that.
I still eat for
sustenance. I'm gonna plug that I've been on Good Day twice.
I was gonna ask about that. I love Good Day.
So at the beginning of my journey, they allowed me to come on and I showed my stuffed French toast recipe. And I shared it with them.
You hungry?
Yeah.
I love the stuffed French toast. That's one of my favorites. And then, cause it's kind of that wow it looks really nice, and and I made it lower calorie. Like I didn't make it the way I used to make it. And then they allowed me to come on when I was halfway at my halfway point. And so then they had me do 2 episodes back to back. So I did 2 different things there. I was there for like an hour. It was fun.
Yeah,
It
what
was
was that
fun.
experience? Like, I'm always curious. I have an ex that used to be obsessed with Good Day, so it like got me into it. But I'm like, this actually is cool because I've learned a lot about different like SAC events going on, or for even myself. You don't always know.
Oh my gosh, and it helped my channel tremendously.
Yeah.
Just people watching and everything. I gained like 130 subscribers in like 2 hours or something. Like it was crazy.
Come on.
Yeah.
It
was
I've been
awesome.
on Good Day for Higher Love.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
How does it even
That
happen?
was
Do
fun.
they reach out to you?
No,
Reach
my
out to
mom
them?
reaches
No.
out to them.
I just reach out to people and they just do it. I don't know. It was
I
like
think
when we were
they're
on that other channel. Remember when we did it for when we were helping the homeless? We reached out to that.
Yeah.
The other I forgot what channel it was.
I thought that was Good Day. That wasn't Good Day?
No,
Mhm.
no, it was a different one. And they said okay, and was like, oh.
Yep. It was nice because
So-
then they like came out and helped and everything. That was cool.
Yeah, that was really nice.
Yeah. Damn. So you just
that
reach
was
out
when
and they'll call you and be like, "Hey, we want to have you on. Be here at this time."
No, I would email, like I emailed her and I said, and then they did say that when I get to my goal, then I can come back and do another, follow-up episode, my segment. And so I have a before and my halfway point photo that they kept showing on Good Day. So that was kind of interesting. And you live it and you see yourself every day, but when you see yourself next to, that picture, that really makes you go, wow.
Yeah.
Since then I've lost probably 6-7 pounds. I don't know, since then. 8 pounds. Because it wasn't that long ago that I was on.
Did you meet Tina Makua?
Yeah, Tina and Jordan. Jordan's leaving. Today's his last day.
He's going to Miami, right?
Yes.
Miami, why?
I don't know.
I love Tina.
I think for another.
I've been watching Tina since I was a kid.
Tina's
cute. He's going on for another adventure, and they're super nice in person. They're really nice, and they're very helpful, and it's just kind of fun to see the behind the scenes thing. It is kind of fun. And actually, Bruce went with me and my husband and sat down and got to watch the whole thing on the sideline while we were doing it.
Right? Don't you only get a couple minutes?
It happens quickly, yeah.
But I was there like an hour preparing and just, you wait because it's not your turn yet. And, so you're kind of, and they'll talk to you in between across the thing when they're off, like, okay, you're going to be up in, a few minutes, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, now I'm kind of old pro, right?
Look at you. It's like, now I got 650 followers.
I'm hoping I get a lot more. I'm hoping for 1,000 soon. That's what I'm trying to get at.
We're kind of a big deal, so
yeah.
I
know you guys.
You might be helping us out more than we're helping you.
No, but we're kind of a big deal. So
hey, I put your link on everything. So
yeah, you're the best.
Thank you. Anything else you want to? No, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no. I don't know. Anything else you guys want to know?
Just the last one that I had. If you don't have anything else to share, I just want to know, what is your absolute favorite thing or things to cook?
And when do you want to cook it for us?
Next episode.
I love
Mama Ruth just cooking.
Love making Thanksgiving. I love doing all.
She goes all out.
I heard your Thanksgiving is legendary.
Stacy's yet to get an invite though, so maybe it got lost in the mail. I'm not sure.
We'll have to invite her next time. Well, now we've been doing it at Lisa's, so it's a little different, but it's still okay. And it's kind of nice to actually cook with her, and she's learning too now, and I feel like she'll carry on that tradition, but maybe next year we go to Melissa's.
We got the island space for it.
Literally the perfect kitchen to cook in.
Absolutely.
I'm excited about Melissa's birthday party because we haven't talked about it yet, but
don't worry, it's not private.
Yeah, it's such an easy thing for everybody to be involved if we did a cooking class type situation, so yeah, they have the perfect house to be able to host. I love that you said that too, because as somebody who cooks along, in my family, my mom and I are the ones that cook. I grill, I cook, she cooks. And I told my brothers, Christmas time, can you guys just take candids of mom and I cooking? Because I have so many pictures people would sneak of like my grandma, my aunt, my mom cooking. And I love those because it's like my mom and I get along best when we're cooking together because we're both excited about it. We both want to feed our family. And now my sister's kind of getting into cooking. You know, my mom's like, oh, Amanda called me and like she's asking, and I'm like, Mom, she's learning how to cook. She has a son of her own now, you know, and she's not able to just go pick up food. That's not in her lifestyle. So, and she's like, yeah, you're right. I'm like, when I was a young person too, I would be calling you like, okay, wait, how many cups of milk or how, you know, she's like, yeah, you're right. I'm like, this is a gift you're passing to us.
Yeah.
Like,
and
together,
and I think it's not only the cooking, the active cooking for that, it's the family and just being all together and sharing what we're making. And you know, and I'm going to do some charcuterie stuff because I love doing charcuterie boards.
You know what I think you'd be actually really good at? I thought about this, is a grazing table situation. Have you seen that?
That'd be fun.
You just put some like paper down and
I've seen those. I saw a chili one where they did chili and chips, and you know,
we did a nacho one time. Remember, we did a nacho one.
Super fun.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah,
maybe you should do something like that for your birthday.
I know. So we're thinking of all cooking Thai dishes together. So like our little friend group. Yeah.
Because remember we did that in Thailand, and that was like probably our top 3. I mean, for me at least, that was one of the top 3 experiences we had.
Well, that's what you said too, Melissa.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah,
that was my favorite thing.
Cool, and we had a really good. I think the thing about being in the kitchen and cooking is it brings people together.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Yes, it really brings people together, and it's funny because one of my like newer friends, she's very like when you hug her, like she's not an emotion. She reminds me of my mom, and sometimes I'm like, fuck, okay, but. That's how she shows her love is she cooks and she'll be like, hey, I made this. Do you want to drop some on your porch? I'm like, please. Like, yeah, you know, and I love that about her. It makes me really like, it feels like home, you know?
Yes. Yep. Yes.
You're going to have to invite Casey to your charcuterie adventure. She's pretty good at her charcuterie boards.
Ooh, I love that. I love
likes the charcuterie.
I love that. That's
I just love doing it. I love making it beautiful. I love when I'm at work and I take all my stuff that I have leftovers or whatever when we do Christmas, and then I make it all pretty at work. And
she has all the tears and everything. Yeah. She's very Chanel and Joey in that way, you know.
And I think old coworker now that we have in common, right, Rosie? That was like when the first time I saw her after we related, like we figured out we knew each other. She like could not wait. Like, I love Ruth. Like, oh my gosh, she always cooks these things. She, like, bring me, and I'm like, dude, she's the best. Yeah, so it's like, you know, random coincidences that we know the same people. And I also, before I forget, when you're talking about the recipes, I think so. One of my aunts gave, and I just found it in my storage for Christmas one year. She gave all of us a cookbook with all my grandma's and great grandma's recipes. And I'm like, this is the best gifts I've ever received. That, and which I don't think people love this. My grandma was the oldest daughter, and I'm the oldest granddaughter. So I have my great grandparents' china. I have like 2 storage boxes of their like wedding china, and people are like, "What's?" My little brother's like, "That is so cool." I'm like, "This is gonna be Jacqueline and Ravens one day." Like this, I love that type of nostalgic stuff.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I love that because it's just this beautiful china. I have all these recipes, like. Pickling and canning was a big thing in my family. You know, my great grandparents lived through the.
Oh yeah.
So they have that big wall of can. So I'm like, you know, I need to like. My goal for 2024 is getting more into like hobbies. I've always want to learn how to play the piano. I probably should learn how to speak Spanish. I know. Yeah, seriously. And then like jarring and pickling, like we kind of dabbled in it years ago, but like I want to get into it. I want to learn how to do
I've done some.
My mom makes some really good jam.
Mm-hmm. And I was going to say, if anybody is interested, I do garden, and I have a gardening video, and I just do it in pots, not anything big, but I did my spices and I dried them, and I actually made a video on it, how I did it.
Oh, have you ever teaching a cooking class?
Oh, I would love it. I feel like I do it every time I'm on the video.
Yeah.
You could probably do one for our friends.
Yeah.
At my house. An entire 6-course Thai meal.
Absolutely, I'll learn.
We're all about to.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about like allowing people to submit their like family recipes to you to cook on camera and like say, hey, this is Stacy's, you know,
Oh, I would love it.
Whatever.
I always ask them to put down in the comments if there's anything they would like me to try to lighten up, those kinds of things. And there will be a Mama Ruth's cookbook. I will be doing one. I don't know when. I don't know, but I there will be one someday. That is my goal.
Artist in your family, a book artist, or
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
that could do the
Jeremy.
for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sure you can get one going ASAP.
People in your family?
I lack most of that. I make candles and everybody thinks I can be like crafty and stuff. I can't. I'm not. I
She's
get by.
crafty.
Candles and woodworking and runs businesses.
Yeah, I only make
Has a
furniture.
podcast. She doesn't do shit.
I don't do anything like great. But I think that would be cool. People could submit their stuff and it might be similar to the
Like a
candy,
challenge.
like the candy making, where it's like obviously not going to be to your
so healthy.
light. But I think it'd be cool for people
maybe
that
once a month I do a video. Maybe once a month I do a video that's not a low fat or low cooking. It's something that someone submitted. That might be kind of fun.
Cool.
Well, yeah, once this airs, I mean, same in the comments, if there's stuff that people want that we can pass on, because I'm sure, have you done like a lower cal biscuits and gravy?
No, but I'm probably could figure out
after this. We hungry?
Yeah, we're gonna go eat as well.
Yeah. No, I love that.
No, I think we're having Thai.
Are you? Yes.
I'm having Nodlaw.
I will say I missed Thai Kitchen in Lodi. That's my spot.
Yeah.
That's my spot.
Well, and Nodlaw is only like 7 points for a cup, which you get probably 2 cups or more in a thing, but I can't eat that much of it anyway. So because the drunken noodles are amazing.
Oh my gosh,
yes, that's on our on our menu for what we're going to be cooking.
And the lemon, you need to do your lemon buntini. I
know, but we're going to do mango sticky rice.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
that was my favorite.
That was so good.
Oh, that's fun. Did you guys learn how to make it there or no?
Yeah.
We make it? I think they just served it. Yeah, they gave us a recipe and then they served it to us. I think we were maybe running late or something.
I think
for our class.
In general, how they did it.
They just serve it at the end, but it was so good.
Yeah. Well, man, what a great way to start the new year! Like, you are inspirational, always have been. I mean, your joy alone,
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised that you have people that want to watch your videos because, I mean,
sometimes I think, do they really just want to watch me because I'm not really doing anything? I need to make it more interesting. I don't want them to be bored with what I'm doing.
It's authentic. That's why people like it,
Yeah. And telling your stories and just the positive energy, like Stacy said, you were on for 5 seconds and then the camera shut off or whatever. And she was just like, oh my God. That was just like, that was a lot of good energy. Like she felt good, like right away, So I think that's what you're bringing to people too. So
I hope
authentic too. It doesn't feel, I can always tell when I'm talking to people, I'm like a bullshit detector. Like, you ain't really feeling like that. I'm glad you're faking it till you make it because I'd rather not hear the negative shit.
Yeah.
But like, it's genuine with you. And that is obviously why people want to watch you. You're an inspiration,
Oh.
And everybody listening, please go listen to our first episode because that one is very different than this.
Yes.
Very impactful,
Oh.
So plug all your stuff. What's your YouTube? Your YouTube channel is Mama Ruth's House.
Mama Ruth's House on YouTube. It's Mama Ruth's House. It's, I think, Mama_Ruth's_house on Instagram. I have yet to do some TikTok videos, but we'll be trying that out pretty soon. I'm
trying to get her into that.
Well, I just know that's a good place to go as well. And to do some shorts. I haven't done shorts yet, but I think whatever I use on YouTube, I can probably do as shorts as well.
Yeah.
So I kind of need some help probably with that.
We'll figure it out.
People on TikTok that like cooks, like home cooks. There's one name's the Salty Cocina, and she does a lot of really like traditional Mexican recipes.
I love that name.
I always go to her.
I know, that's so cute.
Yeah. Yeah. And she has her little apron. Like I love her to death.
Oh,
I couldn't say enough good things.
My mom has like 100 different aprons that she like swaps out. It's so cute. I love it. So no, go ahead.
No, I was going to say, and they can always email me at Mama Ruth's house at Gmail if they want to, you know, have any ideas or
Like those
anything they'd like to
challenges.
see.
Mhm.
I want the challenges. I want to see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want people to start submitting their recipes to Mama Ruth,
Yeah.
and it'll be recorded. And so you can pass that down if it's not something that you feel like you can do and pass on to your kids or grandkids. Let Mama Ruth do it,
Yep.
and it'll be documented for you.
So I one last thing, and I'll go.
No, you
Is
don't.
We're not a time limit. Don't worry.
No,
This is
I
being
saw
human.
this thing. When you said that, you made me realize this. There's a lady that is in Korea, and she cooks any recipe that you send, your family recipe, for the guys and the girls that are serving our country.
Oh,
So say your family member is overseas and they haven't been home for months, you send her a recipe and the money, and she'll buy all the stuff and make the ingredients and take it to your GI guy or
that's
girl.
cute.
wow, that's really
And
cool.
so they said that was the most impactful thing that anyone could give them, was home cooked food from their family recipes.
That is so sweet.
yeah.
So
There's
that
like
kind of reminded me.
There's no end to this. Like food just brings people together.
It really does. And when you think about it, Kate and I kind of talk about this a lot because, you know, being in the industry, it's hard, right? Nights and, you know, not having, like, for me, she's had to watch me 8 years be like, hell yeah, like 2 weeks off, like don't talk to me, I'm gonna be sleeping for 2 weeks. But like, you know, so for her, she's always like, like I wish I had more. And she has a pretty good schedule now, but then she goes to work and she's working a job that's like she's passionate about, and you know, walks out in the restaurant, she's seeing these people enjoying her food, and it's like there's no better reinforcement than that.
Yeah.
Not at all.
You know?
Awesome.
So you're doing it, Mom. You're doing it.
Yes.
Trying it. Yeah, it was out of my comfort zone for sure.
Love that.
But it's kind of it's rewarding as well. So it's kind of nice. Sometimes you need to step out of your comfort zone and just do it. I just do it. Whatever it is that I do, you know, that's what I do. I just go for it. I read about it, research it. Okay, I'm going to do this.
Why do you think I think I can do everything?
Yeah.
That's what I do
You're
too.
direct influence on your daughter.
I'm like, we can probably YouTube that right now. I'm like trying to convince Casey to let me like DIY our walk-in closet and like build stuff in it. She's into it. She's like this close, but in my head, I'm like, I could do that.
Absolutely, you could.
It doesn't look as good as the professionals, but hey, it's a lot cheaper and it's fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
Well,
you
and
did.
sometimes it's not as cheaper though.
I know. It depends on what you're doing.
The craft might cost $150, but you could go buy it for $20.
I know. But then you didn't have the splinters to prove
No.
that you did it.
Yeah.
No, and I enjoy that as well, and cake making. And so if anybody's interested, I know that Easter's coming up. We got a great Easter cake that I made.
Oh yeah, that was so cute with the little bunny butt.
Yeah.
It's just like that's also like such a brave thing for you to do at 60 years old, to like start this new thing on like a platform, you know. That's
life doesn't end after a certain age, and you're a walking example of that. I love it. You're not just because I get what you're saying about retirement. Like with my grandma, she was like one of those weird walkers, you know. And then once she retired, it was like she got super lazy, and then her health started going because she just, you know, she had nothing but time to just watch TV and sit around.
Yeah.
And I could see that happening very easily. And I know the drinking the water thing is not going to be easy. I'm gonna have to really be cognizant of that when I do retire, because I know it's very hard for me when I'm off to drink my water. I don't know why. I know for 2 days when I was off, I don't know, around Christmas time, I set my alarm and I just pounded a bottle of water every time my alarm went off, and that I did it. But that's what I'm gonna have to do. It works.
You can also try and get sponsored by Stanley, and they'll just send you a big 40 ounce.
Yeah.
I need to get sponsored.
This is seriously
watching this.
Yeah.
You can
this has
sponsor.
been life-changing.
Stanley too from work they gave you?
It feels like a Stanley. I
It
don't know,
looks
but
like a Stanley.
this is the size of the Stanleys, and honestly, it's been good because then I know that if I'm drinking 2 of these in one day, I've had enough water. And when I just drink one, it still feels good, but I'm like, okay, I need to do a little better.
Yeah.
So
That's what that's true. So yeah, if there's anybody out there that wants to sponsor me,
Yeah, let's
Mama
go.
Ruth,
Yep.
any kind of
Listen,
food,
We'll what is it? Clear your plate club. Hashtag clear your plate club.
Yeah.
Hashtag
Weight
sponsor
loss
Mama
journey.
Ruth. We'll
Hashtag
get all
weight
that.
loss journey. We need to do this, man. No, actually, I'm not really. I really just, if I even reach one person and help them change how they feel about food and how they, if I can help one person lose weight, or just by cooking a little healthy, or like they go, I didn't know you could do that. That's great. That's an easy dinner, that kind of thing. So
yeah. And I know that you've already helped more than that. So that's cool to know that, like, there's people watching your videos religiously and making those things, and you're making it so simple for people that think they maybe don't know how to cook or anything, which is nice.
Yeah.
And I try not to bore people with the chopping and so much of that, because you pretty much know how to chop things up, and if not, you could
YouTube
watch
that.
a video.
Yeah.
You could
YouTube
But you know what I mean? I try to not waste. I don't want to waste our valuable time that we have for our audience chopping up stuff or forgetting. Oh my gosh, that's one of my pet peeves when I'm watching a video and they don't know where something is, or you're digging around. I hate that.
Yeah.
So,
Wasting my time.
But and I haven't done any lives yet. I will be doing some lives this year. That's my plan. So my goal is to do some lives, TikToks, and some shorts. That's what I'm going to do this
do
year.
it. New Year's resolutions.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, Mama. I love you.
Thank you.
Love you guys.
Yes.